This is the second part of our video on applications of equation solving review, and we have a word problem that we're going to look at. So our question says 8 more than double the number of straws is equal to 38. How many straws are there? So when we're doing a word problem, there are certain steps that we try to follow. I would like to make an equation and then solve it. But if we're going to make an equation, we need a variable or a letter that we're going to use in this question. So the first thing I do is I identify what it is that is missing that we are trying to find in this question. And in this question, it is how many straws there are. So I could let S be the number of straws. I could let N be the number of straws. I could let X be the number of straws. It really doesn't matter. So I'm going to I think I'm going to do N be the number of straws. My S's end up looking like 5s. So I try to stay away from that. All right, so we're going to let N be the number of straws. And now that I know what variable we're going to use for the number of straws, we're going to try to make an equation out of the sentence that they gave us. So 8 more means add, than double the number of straws is equal to 38. So anytime we have the word than or from, it usually means our sentence is backwards. So instead of doing 8 plus something, we're going to do something plus 8. So we're going to end up adding 8 at the end. So double the number of straws. Double means times 2, so that's going to be 2n, right? Because n is the number of straws. And then it's 8 more than that, so we're going to add on an 8. So 2n plus 8, that's 8 more than double the number of straws, is equal to, so that means equals, 38. Okay, now that we have an equation, all we have to do is solve. So the first thing I would do is try to cancel out my addition and subtraction. So I'm going to eliminate that plus 8 by subtracting 8 from both sides. If I do that, I'm left with 2n equals 38 take away 8 is 30. And then to eliminate that 2, we are going to do the opposite operation and divide both sides by 2. And I end up with 1n, or just n, equals 30 divided by 2 is 15. So the last thing I need to do is write a sentence to answer the question. The question said, how many straws are there? And we let n be the number of straws. So if n is 15, that means there are 15 straws. So I'm going to say, therefore, there are 15 straws. Okay, and that's the end of our last example on applications of equation solving review.